What's up, everybody? It is Ebontis here. Did not expect to be recording this video today, but you kind of have to roll with the punches of Destiny news, and this one is a big one. So Joe Blackburn, if you guys don't know, Joe Garoth, he's the assistant game director for Destiny 2 at Bungie. He dropped this tweet 20 minutes ago. I think it just came across my thread. And at this point, everybody has been waiting on news about Crucible. So he actually dropped a big Twitter thread about it. So first I'm going to read through it, and then we're going to kind of scroll back through and break down some of the points. Tomorrow is they say a meaty twab. So I'm guessing that will be a sandbox type thing, because it seems on the 24th is when they're going to give us a lot of information. You'll even see kind of what's mentioned in here. So the 24th does seem to be like the reveal of everything. It keeps leaning more and more that way. But right now, let's read through. So ahead of the showcase this month, I wanted to take a little time to talk about Destiny PvP. Competitive modes are part of what makes this game special. I can't imagine a version of Destiny 2 that doesn't involve getting a sweet new gun and taking it for a spin in the Crucible. This year, the team has spent a lot of our future-facing effort on plussing up, I don't even know if that's typed correctly, plussing up the current Crucible experience. You've seen some of this already in Stasis balancing, reputation updates, and shifting weapon metas. Next season, you'll continue to see this effort with not only changes to 3 peaking, but also what the team has been planning for the revamp of Trials of Osiris. Tune in for August 24th for more information. Again, still seems like the 24th is going to be lots of stuff. Sandbox will probably be today. We've got to keep our foot on the gas when it comes to revitalizing PvP pursuits and keeping gameplay metas fresh. This isn't something we'll ever be, quote, done with, but we know we also have room to grow when it comes to new maps and modes. The first half of 2021, we've been working on the foundation, but now we're spinning up teams on new maps and modes. We'll get back to that because I know that's a big deal. We believe in this investment, but it's going to take some time before you start seeing results in the game. The ultimate goal here is consistency. If you play PvP, the team wants you to understand that you'll be getting new maps and modes every year, and the cadence of those coming out feels predictable. But in order to get predictable, we need to open the faucet again. New maps take time to get right, so to open the faucet for Season 16, which is Witch Queen, FYI, Season 15 is what's going to kick off in August, the team is working on porting 2 vaulted Destiny 2 maps to be compatible with our engine updates. When we upgraded our engine with Beyond Light, it means we had to hand port all of our Destiny 2 maps and modes. So while it may seem like from the outside we're just pushing a button, there's a significant lift from the team to get more of this content back in rotation. After reprised maps in Season 16, Season 17 will come with a brand new map. There are a bunch of new environments in Destiny 2, and we're excited to bring them into the Crucible. Finally, after those 3 maps are added to the rotation in 16 and 17, we'll be remastering a Destiny 1 map and bringing it to Destiny 2 for the first time in Season 18. All this effort is going to be done in parallel with the team looking to fund the far future with a predictable roadmap of maps in Nightfall and beyond. But maps are just part of the recipe here. We know we need to support modes. There are 3 main efforts going on behind the scenes. First, the team is investigating getting Rift in Destiny 2 next year. It has been too long since we've been dunking on some Guardians. The Destiny sandbox has sped up in Destiny 2, so right now the team is validating that mode still holds up with our new gameplay. Second, the team is working on multiple brand new modes for 2022. We aren't quite ready to spoil those yet, but we're excited to offer new twists and rules on the ways you can make Shaxx proud. Finally, after the dust settles on Trials update in Season 15, we want to look at what other broad systemic improvements the PvP ecosystem needs. We want to provide something on the scale of this Trials rework to players every year. So, this tweet thread has turned into a tweet novel, but I want to make sure we shed some light on what's going on behind the scenes here overall, behind the scenes here. Overall, we're still very interested in growing the amount of Destiny we make every year. One way to hold me accountable by looking at our careers page. We're looking at environmental artists, gameplay designers, lighting artists, and more to help improve our PvP output. We know you want more Destiny, and we are committed to growing the team that's going to make that possible. It's always risky to talk about what's in the oven, as dates and specifics might change, but it's been a while since we've talked about PvP, and we want players to know that we're working on content for all those Guardians who like to spend time with Shaxx and the Redjacks. So this is a pretty substantial thread, and it's one that a lot of people have been waiting on. Basically, before I go back through anything else, I know that's a bit of a long read, but there's a lot of information in there to break down. And it's important because people have been waiting on PvP modes. People joke like it's been 600 days since a PvP map. We haven't seen a new game mode in PvP in a long time. You know, they mentioned Rift. We'll get back to that in a second. But people in Crucible, specifically in Destiny 2, have been waiting for basically anything. I mean, we got Europa in Beyond Light, and we didn't get a map related to that. And to some people, justifiably so, that seemed just, you know, a huge oversight. To not get one PvP map related to this giant snowy planet that we got, and we couldn't get one. So there has been some definite shifting around in the world of PvP, and this is speculation on my part because I have a hunch whatever other IP they are working on has definitely strained some of the throughput and the bandwidth of whatever they can output in the world of PvP. Because if the same people that were making Destiny 2 when it started, I know there's a lot of people that have shifted around, but if there was still a Crucible team, they wouldn't be like hiring and rebuilding what sounds like a Crucible team to get stuff going further and further. They're working on making, you know, getting new maps into the engine, but as we've joked about previously, when they broke away from Activision, they said there's this, quote, renewed focus on PvP. It's the quote that's haunted them forever. And unfortunately, showing this means that renewed focus has been either very turbulent, there's been some issues with it, the second IP has stolen a lot of the team. I don't know specifically, but it honestly, to me, and again, if chat's in here and they want to say anything, fine, capacity through whatever, it's, yeah, just to turn a phrase. Either way, it does seem that whatever has been going on in PvP has been slower than, obviously, a lot of people would like, but even slower than they would like. So they mentioned down here, next season, you'll continue to see this effort with not only changes to 3-peaking, so they're changing the way that's going to work, but also what the team has planned for the revamp of Trials of Osiris. Now, they say tune in on 8/24 for more info. This is continuing to lead into my speculation that August 24th is when we're just going to get everything about the season. So whatever happens before that is going to be probably small. We're going to get sandbox stuff. We might get, you know, something along those lines, but I think everything most likely is just going to drop on the 24th because it doesn't feel like they're going to do like a season preview because we've been saying whatever the story is may connect to Witch Queen and season 16 we'll get to in a second. So everything seems to be 8/24 is going to be a big, big day. I'll be here for that all day long. So they say they've got to keep their foot on the gas pedal when it comes to revitalizing pursuits and gameplay metas fresh. So they said they spent the first half of 2021 working on the foundation. The foundation for PvP is what you're used to playing. And they've been trying to work on balancing sandboxes and trying to figure out what maps work and basically just trying to, I guess, make sure things are in a decent place. But they said the ultimate goal is consistency. And they said in order to be predictable, they need to open the faucet again. And this is where they start giving you timelines. New maps take time to get right. They are about the balancing. You can throw just maps out there continuously, and I'm sure people would just love even halfway unbalanced maps at this point, but they tend to want to put out quality. You can give or take that one as you want, but they said to open the faucet for Season 16, the team is working on porting 2 vaulted Destiny 2 maps to be compatible with our engine update. So maps that were in Destiny 2, that were put in the content vault, are being reworked with the new engine, and they will be brought back into the game to be used for whatever modes they see fit in Season 16, and Season 16 is Witch Queen, just to clarify. Season 15 is going to be what starts on August 24th, is going to go for whatever, you know, possibly 6 months, whatever that's going to be. And then for Season 16 with Witch Queen, we're getting 2 vaulted Destiny 2 maps brought back. So we're not getting new maps, we're getting maps we previously had. People will probably not be giantly thrilled about that. This is baby steps. And when they say open the faucet, they did not mean full blast. They're like, there's a trickle of water. Said when they upgraded our engine with Beyond Light, it means we had to hand port all our Destiny 2 maps and modes. So while it may seem like in the outside they're just pushing a button, there's quite a bit more that goes into it. So that's Season 16 with Witch Queen. We're getting 2 vaulted Destiny 2 maps pack. A little bit more in the playlist, a little bit more rotation, but nothing you haven't already seen if you've been playing the game for a while. If you're newer, you may not have seen them as frequently, depending on when all this stuff went away. But if you've been playing for a while, that won't be anything new. So not as exciting for some, but again, at least we're getting information. After the reprise maps in Season 16, the next season, so Witch Queen has its own season to go with it, but that's going to be Season 16. Season 17 that follows that will come with a brand new map. So the first brand new map. Now, I have a speculation. I don't know where we're going to be going for Witch Queen, but we're likely to get at least one new location. We've been told we will. So same way we got Europa, we're likely to see another destination, whatever it is. So I don't know if the map in Season 17 will be related to Europa. We're definitely overdue for a map on that one, but we'll have to see. But we are getting a brand new map in Season 17. They said there are a bunch of new environments in Destiny 2, and we're excited to start bringing them into the Crucible. Europa seems like a very obvious choice. Cosmodrome could be one, but I would say Europa would be probably a more fan favorite out of curiosity. Finally, after those 3 maps are added to the rotation, so we get 2 reprised Destiny 2 maps in Season 16. Season 17, we get 1 new one. They said we will be remastering a Destiny 1 map and bringing it to Destiny 2 for the first time in Season 18. So, a Destiny 1 map that has not been in Destiny 2 yet. Older players have seen it, newer players probably not. That one will be coming in Season 18. Then they say all of this effort is going to be done in parallel with the team looking to fund the far future with a predictable roadmap of maps in Nightfall and beyond. Now, this is what's interesting to me because we have Season 16, Witch Queen. Season 17, they mention the new map. Season 18, a Destiny 1 revamped map. They don't mention a Season 19, and this is one of the first times, and again, this may be in the reveal when it comes to Witch Queen and whatever else is coming. I have a feeling they're going to slow the cadence down of seasons because this 3-month season cadence over the course of a year is probably too much. Because we've had the delay of Witch Queen, too much ongoing work, depending on what's being balanced, depending on how much content is coming. Every 3 months in a season is probably too much. And we've talked about this on the podcast and everything else. So my guess we'll have longer seasons, possibly 4 months long, maybe some more downtime, but hey, it's time to play other things. That's totally fine with me. And maybe it's 4 months and we get the main expansion with whatever comes with it is kind of like, Season 16, then Season 17 and Season 18, basically, in trimesters. And if they do want to try and stick with an annual release schedule, depending on how things go, we may only get 2 bonus seasons with, say, the Season Pass as opposed to 3. They don't mention a Season 19, and I don't think that's unintentional. So my hunch, if I had to guess, is the fact that we're going to get Witch Queen, 2 seasons, and then Lightfall's coming after that. They say maps are part of the recipe, but we know we need to support modes. That's another thing. You could take all the maps that you have right now, and if you give new modes to them, we just got done talking about this on the podcast as well. If you don't listen, The Last Word with Ebontis, Lord Cognito, and now Tie Guy Travis is pretty much a regular host with us and always our guest. Go look it up. It's on YouTube, on my channel, it's on Twitter, or on basically your RSS feeds, audio, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere. Check it out. But the maps are just part of the recipe. We need to support the modes. So there's 3 things going on behind the scenes. First, the team is investigating getting Rift into Destiny 2. We've joked about this with half the guests we've had. Rift was basically you grab the ball in the middle, you dunk it on the side. It was a completely different feeling mode because it definitely had an objective. You could have different play for it. It was a fun mode. It was unique kind of to Destiny, not quite capture the flag, kind of its own thing. I'm happy to see that they are working on that coming back. It's been a while. And it has been very long overdue, but it is good to see that that is in the works. It's been too long since they dunked on Guardians, so that's good. Second, the team is working on multiple, this is good, multiple brand new modes for PvP for 2022. That's next year. That's not Lightfall. That's Witch Queen. That's just all coming next year. We aren't quite ready to spoil these yet, but we're excited to offer new twists and rules to the ways you can make Shaxx proud. And the big thing we talked about on the podcast is we don't want more variations of Clash. Control is a variation of class, but you kind of have objectives. You've got, there's so many other ways. You can do King of the Hills. That's going to change your objective in the way you play. There's, you can do 3. There's a lot of things you could do. I don't know if they'll ever go Battle Royale. I don't expect it the way the engine would probably cry. But it would be cool. So you've got multiple brand new modes outside of Rift. So you've got Rift plus possibly 2 more modes. And with crossplay coming, the player base is going to be generally bigger. So if you have a bigger player base, you can split them up into more game modes, hopefully successfully, which is good. They're not going to tell us what they are, but again, more to come next year. Finally, after the dust settles on the Trials update in Season 15, we'll see what the update is because they talked about ranks for Trials. I don't know if it's going to be anything more substantial, but we will have to find out. They want to look what other broad systemic improvements that the PvP ecosystem needs. And generally, ranked Crucible would be one, because right now the whole glory ranking system, not really great, not really worth the grind, the effort. It's great for leveling for a little while, but not too much. So this tweet thread turned into a tweet novel, and my video over this did not end up being that short. But basically, I wanted to cover this for you because I know there's a lot of people who have been waiting for PvP news for a very long time. And this isn't even in a squab, but, you know, assistant game director puts this thing out. It's definitely worth the read. So for maps, we're going to be seeing 1 or 2 Destiny 2 maps with Witch Queen that are kind of revamped for the new engine and put in with Witch Queen. 1 brand new one in Season 17. And then also 1 from Destiny 1 basically remade into Destiny 2. So we get 4 maps next year. Not a ton, but they are also working on Rift, making sure that works, plus a couple other game modes as well. So next year in PvP may not be like everything people could dream up, but we are definitely getting progress, and they're looking to make a more consistent output of PvP and finally giving us timelines to look at it, as opposed to renewed focus 2 years later, people haven't seen anything. Now we've got 2 maps in Season 16, 1 map in Season 17, 1 map in Season 18, possibly 2 to 3 game modes that they're either going to introduce, test, bring out. Things are definitely in the works now. So for those of you that have been holding on for PvP news, this is what you've been waiting for, at least to get some confirmation from somebody at Bungie that things are in the works. Again, my speculation that something happened with the PvP team, it got probably much smaller than they could, besides maintenance and sandbox and things like that. So they're having to rebuild that team. Hence when they say right here, we're looking for environmental artists, gameplay designers, lighting artists, and more to help improve our PvP output. They haven't been able to do much in PvP, so it seems like they're rebuilding their Crucible team, and if that is the case, it will take some time. But if they can get some consistency of some new modes and some new maps over the course of the next kind of year and a half, by the time we get through all of, 2022, but basically over the next 18 months, they are working on building it up so they can be more consistent with output and other things of that nature. Will we ever see anything like dedicated servers? Probably not. Cheating is going to be difficult without that, but again, we have to see what they've been trying to do to help that as well. So that's pretty much all I've got on this specific topic. Tomorrow I'm going to put out a video kind of in a similar fashion, looking through the TWAB, talking about the sandbox updates for whatever's going to come for Season 15. I'm guessing Anarchy might be getting the hammer, just a hunch. Don't hold me to that, but it's probably long overdue, and I think they already mentioned it once. So I'm kind of expecting that one to get a bit of a beating. And other than that, we will have to see. But if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like below. Leave a comment if you've got anything that you're hoping for in PvP. Is this good enough news for you? Is this still not enough? Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys are new to the channel and you want to support me, hit that subscribe button, and that alert bell if you want my videos to make it to you in the future. I'm going to be on vacation over the course of next week, so you guys will be getting a lot of Master Lost Sector guides from me. If you want to find me over on Twitter, it's @Ebontis, and twitch.tv/Ebontis is where I stream as well. So, yeah, this is definitely something to look forward to. PvP people, they are finally talking to you. So hopefully this is good. I'll see you soon. Have a good one.